time. He's like me. So, China and Karen can really have a girls' day. I'm about to stay here and watch movies in the theater.
All right. I don't know if any of my subscribers on this channel watches Peyton Charles, but I've been subscribed to Peyton Charles for quite some time now, for a few years. And I watch her channel often. Now, it's been some uproar because she has announced her pregnancy, and things just started getting messy after that. Now, I ain't gonna go into backstory of what happened with that. Y'all can go to her channel and you can watch whatever y'all want and let her explain that part. But the part I wanted to discuss was the recent unnecessary events after. The video clip that I just posted was a video clip of her daughter walking behind her, and she had a fanny pack on. Now, another lady who's an older woman came out and made a video stating that she felt like Peyton Charles' daughter was pregnant with, just like she was. And so that made Peyton Charles make a video debunking that, because her daughter is not pregnant. It was a fanny pack she had on. Now, once she did that, the woman came back out and she made an apology video. Now, I watched the video because, let me tell you, aside of the fact that I've been busy, y'all, I really been busy. I got so many backed up videos that I haven't done. Aside of that, I did see her short. I even commented on it. Like, people need to mind their business. When I seen this video, I watched this video myself. Okay. And I noticed Kyron walking from the back, but I ain't pay no attention to it. I was watching a person who was talking to the camera. So I was out of the loop altogether. I was so confused, and I was like, oh, okay. So they really felt the need to say that. But the thing is, there are people that are split now, because some people feel like, okay, we all make mistakes. Peyton Charles do too much, and da 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 da. And I see a lot of people saying that they don't subscribe for her, but nobody know. As far as we know, the people who don't have a personal relationship with Peyton don't know Peyton. But if you watch Peyton and she is being her authentic self, there are things that you can see in her that you would understand why she does or moves the way she moves. First of all, that apology that lady gave to me was a half-ass apology. That's my personal opinion on it. That apology video shouldn't have been more than 2 minutes. It could have been a short, because let's ignore the fact that it should have even been stated in the first place, because you accusing her daughter of being pregnant didn't even make sense, because Peyton announced her pregnancy. So if she announced her pregnancy, if her daughter was pregnant, why would she announce that? As much as she loves her daughter down. That's one. Two, this is not the first time I've seen that lady's channel. I've seen it before, because when you watch certain content creators' pages, other people who watch their videos or talk about them or whatever, they are going to pop up. So I've seen her videos before, and her videos were very interesting to me. They were like very cynical, a little bit like kind of like a frenemy type energy. Like, I didn't know if she was complimenting Peyton or shading her. It was one of those type of situations. But at the same time, it gave fangirl energy. And let me explain to you what I mean by that, because I'm not trying to be rude or messed up. This is just my perspective on what I'm trying to say. It was fangirl energy because she was saying all her praises about Peyton. That's her girl. She love her down. She pray for her every day. Just all types of stuff, right? And I've seen that video. I didn't subscribe to her just yet. I was just like, okay, let me, I'm usually good about how I feel about people. I'm usually right about how I feel about people. So I was just like, let me chill. I don't want to subscribe just because, she like Peyton, because that is a little fun. The energy was off. So, Peyton, once Peyton clapped back and the lady gave the half apology, she made another video saying her and Peyton had words, and she said it wasn't nothing like that. But she said what she said, and she said what she said. Now, I'm going to explain this. Okay, and I don't know Peyton. She could watch this video and be like, she is loud and wrong. But this is what I feel like Peyton feels like. If you really support me and I'm your girl and you pray for me every day, if you really felt that way, because this woman also stated that Peyton commented on her video before. So if you with all of this, you couldn't hop in her inbox and ask her that question, why did you add everybody to the group chat? If you genuinely felt that, or you wanted to, and why even do that? And then you stated that when people was talking about her daughter, you jumped, you don't play about Kyron, and you decided that you was going to let her know. You did all that when they was doing that, but you can hop in the inbox and say anything about your opinion of what you felt like or what you thought you saw. To me personally, I feel like you got too much time in your hands to be looking all in the background, because she walked right past, and I I had to watch that short like 3 times to understand what was going on. It was that crazy. So that in itself was weird to me. But aside from that, because I'm gonna be all over the place, why couldn't you inbox her asking her that if it was that big of a deal for you? Right? If you wanted to be so excited about it and that big of a deal for you, when you do stuff like that, it feels shady. It does not come off genuine. It comes off very disingenuous, because you didn't inbox her. Then after you didn't inbox her and you apologized to her and you commented on the thing, oh girl, that was my bad, you started making excuses and saying buts. When you start putting buts and explaining a little bit too much, it don't feel like you really love her and praying for her like you say you are. The proof is usually in the pudding. So, my husband's a Pisces, right? And they're very observant, and they really try to analyze things, and they're very cautious with their energy at times. And when they see people, they try to give people a chance, but at the same time, they be like, okay, they don't want to be rude. I love them. They don't want to be rude, but they be like, yeah. And I feel them, because look where she at now. Look what she dealing with now. She going back. Well, she not going back and forth, but there's content about this on the internet about a conversation. Now, let me say this about this older lady. Okay. I can't say she's genuine. And it ain't because I like Peyton, because I do like Peyton. It's not because I support Peyton. It's what this woman is showing me. This is my first interaction as far as social media. And to me, what I saw and what I witnessed was a parasocial relationship where she felt like she was social media auntie. She was singing Peyton Charles praises, and then she got overzealous and she was speaking out of turn. You speaking out of turn, you can't just come on the internet and say stuff and expect that person to be like, well, she apologized, so I'm over it. You don't know what mental effect that took on a person, how to make that person feel, how to make Peyton feel, how to make anybody involved feel. And, even though they're on YouTube, they can have family members watch this and say, what? I heard somebody say da-da-da, girl, why? You don't know. And I'm not saying that happened, but you don't know what could come from you opening your mouth when you're not supposed to. I personally feel like if her daughter was pregnant, she would announce it. Why would she announce her pregnancy and not her daughter's? That makes no sense. She would, because she's proud of her daughter and she's proud of whatever her daughter is doing. So why wouldn't she, come on now? So she ain't gonna be a happy grandma all of a sudden. Y'all just don't. I think y'all just come on here and just say stuff like, oh, they pregnant together, girl. What in the world? That just didn't make sense to me. Now, I didn't see the video because, again, every now and then I would see that woman's video come up, and I'm not sure if she removed it, because I did not go and look for the video, because I don't care. Because you was wrong when you said it. It shouldn't have been said. When I was younger, I used to say when people were considered celebrities or very popular, I used to just be like, why do they not want to talk to people or take pictures? Or why are they kind of standoffish or so mean to some people sometime, right? I used to always question that, like, why they ain't got to act like that. But it's hard to decipher who really ride for you and who's just weird. And to me, this interaction right here, Peyton Charles ain't say nothing to this, nothing to us. All this information that I'm hearing as far as the discourse between her and Peyton was through that woman. She added us to the group chat. So since she added us to the group chat, I heard that Peyton said that she was using her for views. Peyton didn't say that. Peyton said that to her privately. And she thought it was a good idea to come on the internet and say that because you want to be justified for the mess you brought. That's where the accountability, that's where I see the accountability was never there. That's what makes me look at her some type of way, because you are an older woman, and you being an older woman at your age, you said you had a daughter that was in her late 30s. And by that little clip or video that I've seen of you display yourself, I'm just not understanding. And I've got, I know at this age, just because you older don't mean you're wiser. And I'm not saying the woman's not wise. I'm just saying, they have these sayings for a reason. But from what I'm saying, from the interaction that I saw between her and Peyton, regardless of whatever it was, Peyton inboxed her privately. So she wanted that conversation to be private. Y'all could have walked away from each other and nothing could have been said between you two because you love her down and you pray for her and you still love her. It could have been that. You can't tell somebody you love them and do weird stuff like that. Shit is weird. I'm sorry, it's weird. If Peyton Charles even cussed you out in the inbox or said whatever the hell she said, if you really, really had some type of caring for her, in my opinion, you wouldn't have said nothing. You would have left that in the inbox. It gives that you want clicks and views, like you said that Peyton said. And you talking about some girl, I ain't even monetized yet. Let's not act like you didn't get them 500 subscribers talking about and gossiping about what's going on with Peyton. Let's not pretend like a couple of people ain't subscribed just based on that. Okay, that's why you got chewed out by PayPal's in the first place, because they seen what you were saying. Now, so let's not play stupid. You need a certain amount of watch hours and you need a certain amount of subscribers. That's how you get monetized. So just because you not don't mean you still like doing it for the money. Okay, that's one. Two, to come on here and apologize for some mess that you put out there, because it was the mess you put out there, and get mad at her and say, and there's people in the comments talking about, you can't put your life on here, and get mad when people talk about your life. Kyron walking with a fanny pack is not business. It's a lie. If you saying she pregnant is a lie. That's not business. That's a lie. So let's say that you can't get mad at somebody for discussing your business if you put your business out there, but you can get upset with somebody for lying. Like, it just because she got a certain amount of, and this is why that's why I'm kind of glad that I got like probably less than 200 subscribers on my vlog channel, because I'm not going to let people, if you got to subscribe to me and say, well, if I'm not subscribed to you, you not eating and you ain't getting paid. I don't want that type of energy in my life. Peyton Charles did not inbox everybody and put up flyers and say, subscribe to me here. She put whatever content she had on her channel out there. Y'all subscribed to her and y'all liked whatever she was putting out there. So that's on you. You can unsubscribe and you don't even have to announce it. This ain't an airplane. You ain't got to announce your departure. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no airport. You ain't got to announce your departure. And my thing is this. And the reason why I'm saying this is because that woman said my channel wasn't even supposed to be all about that. My channel, this channel, me, he, Anti-Hyena Squad, is a messy channel. It's gossip. It's gossip. It is. I talk about gossip and stuff like that and things and situations and topics and things that's put on the internet all the time. You said your channel wasn't about mess, but you the one brought the mess. You being old and messy. And you get offended when people say that, but that's what you're putting out there for you as an older woman, being older and being messy. You're doing that. This is a reaction channel. So on this channel, we react, and reaction channels are messy. You was like, my channel's all about love and it's all about positivity. It ain't been that since you start talking about this back and forth between you and Peyton. And then you said it wasn't a back and forth. Like, to me, so basically in a nutshell, from what I witnessed from this woman's behavior, not Peyton's, because Peyton ain't come out about this. And if she did, I ain't see it yet. This is just for me reacting to the woman that I saw. And I said a lot, so I'm a double back. You shouldn't have said it in the first place. That's one. If you feel like if you going on here talking about you love her down, that's your girl, Peyton. In my opinion, you were fangirling. And Peyton this, Peyton that, Peyton. And a lot of your videos be about Peyton that I've seen. If you were going to do that, you would think if you like somebody and you think somebody is cool and you think that something is going on and they didn't announce it, if you really wanted to know that bad, you could have inboxed her. Again, you said so yourself. She commented on your channel one time. And then you said you inboxed her when somebody was playing about the same person that you helped spread a rumor with. Because it was a rumor. You helped spread it. Now, I heard what she said. She seen another channel and she felt like it did say that and and all that other stuff. But you still didn't see your fave posted, right? You still didn't see her announce it, right? And you know there's a lot of channels out here who talk about Peyton and have their own comments about Peyton. And some channels, people, not everybody gonna like you, right? That's just first and foremost. But there's people that I've seen who does commentary and it does not come from a genuine place. It comes from a place that they just don't like her. And it's just what it is. I don't like to use the term haters because it is at this point it's overused, but they talk about everything that woman do. And it's a difference between talking about somebody's mess and drama versus what they ate for dinner. Like I don't care that much. I don't care that much. And I don't know where it comes from. But it's a lot of women who make video content about her and they're talking about, like, if she didn't announce it, she apparently don't want to talk about it. Or it's not happening, or you made up a scenario in your mind that happened and it didn't happen. Those are the only options. So if you rock with her like you say you do and you cool and you had this cool little thing going with her that you claim, this is the things you saying. Again, Peyton ain't say nothing. Okay. I'm going by the only thing Peyton said was stop spreading lies. And even then, she didn't even say your name. And now check that. She didn't even say your name. She just said stop spreading lies. Don't be lying. So she gave you enough grace to not say your name because she knows when people find out your name, they're going to be like, oh, she got all her nerve. Why she over here talk about people? Why is she over here, as grown as she is at her biblical age? Why is she being messy, talking about mess that's not even true? It's not even real. It's a whole lie. So for her to give you grace, she didn't say your name. You inserted yourself and said, I even made a comment saying my bad. Because you wanted to try, in my opinion, you wanted to try to portray like you were taking accountability when to me, it seemed like you just wanted to be involved. That's them parasocial relationships they be talking about. It just seemed like you wanted to be involved. Then she said she wanted to address the PayPals. It's possible to address the PayPals and not address Peyton because apparently you guys already addressed each other in the inbox. So it wouldn't even be even that. And then you tag her on her name tag so she can see that you made another video. What is it? Am I tripping? I just don't understand the logic in that. That's what makes this all weird to me. You supposed to be cool with this girl. You supposed to like this girl. You love her down. You pray for her. You do all this other stuff. And then what I found interesting, you post a video of Kitty talking about people getting wrong counsel from other people and all this other stuff and saying all this other stuff because you don't like the PayPals, but you're not giving a good example on how you should behave neither. Do you get, like, in my opinion, if the PayPals are inboxing you and doing or commenting inappropriate and unnecessary things, you both going back and forth, and I'm not talking about Peyton, I'm talking about you and these PayPals, you are no better than them, in my opinion, if that's what you trying to come off as. You trying to complain about something that you're participating in. So I'm confused on where we're going with all of this. Do you want sympathy? Do you want vindication? Do you want people to say that you're a good person, you just made a mistake? What are you looking for? Because to me, if you wanted people to really feel like you truly apologize for the mess you created, because none of this would, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you a secret. Had you not came out and doubled down on whatever video that some other content creator who's probably doing it for views or to harass her, either or, whatever one fits, because you don't know that person either. If you reacted or said something about a situation that you know nothing about, and you wanted to talk about it, and you wanted people to believe that you made a mistake, this is not showing anybody you made a mistake. This is showing somebody like you knew exactly what you was doing and you keeping the mess going, because here we are, day 3, and we talking about it. To me, accountability would have been apologizing. That's it. That's all. You ain't got to talk about how old her child is, because you try to let people know that she's an adult, because you probably feel like she's an adult, so what? But at the same time, I have an adult grandson, so I understand. No, wrong is wrong. So me personally, if I was Peyton, I probably feel the same way. Girl, you don't mean that apology. You take that weak ass apology on. Because it's like you don't stop. It, to me, it gives attention seeking. Like you want some type of attention. Because it was me, girl. I did it. Like, I don't know. This whole situation is weird to me. And it shouldn't even have been this far. It shouldn't even have took this long of a back and forth. Like I said, if you truly, truly, truly really felt like you was, if you wanted us to feel like, well, if you wanted me, I don't know what everybody else think, but if you wanted me because you posted it on YouTube, think you're sincere, the way you moving ain't it. If that's how you apologize to people, I'm surprised anyway. That I just wouldn't want nobody around me like that who apologizes to me like that. After you apologize, there's follow through. I'm gonna leave it alone. Not a couple of days later, I'm gonna talk about what we talked about in the inbox. Again, Peyton has not released any of this information. This is you talking about it and discussing it. And the crazy thing about her video too, in the beginning, she was explaining. She was like, she gonna feel the way she feel and I'm gonna feel the way I feel. And, as far as my headlines, those is just what those was. It was just to attract the PayPals and stuff. So you got what you asked for, right? You got what you asked for. You attracted the intention you sent out. Am I missing something? Because and that's why I say you double talk. First you say your videos are about positivity, da 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 da. And so this gives me 2 questions. I don't even gonna say 2, I'm gonna say a couple. First question, if your channel is about positivity and you're not about mess, why are you starting a mess? 2, if you don't want nothing to do with the PayPals, why would you state that the headline that you made, you knew the PayPals was going to see it and it just was what it was? Then you go to say, girl, you just said a lot of things. And a lot of that stuff is not even in order, but you just said a lot of things that just did not make sense. It did not seem like you were a genuine person. It did not seem, it seemed very, very, it just, ugh. To me, and I'm going to be honest, the one that showed up with these videos that you showing up with, as far as continuously tagging Peyton after you claim that you and her had words and that's just what it's going to be between y'all, and you still tagging this woman, you showed me exactly what I thought you were. I called it. And you don't ever want to do that. You don't ever want to judge a book by its cover. But when you see certain people energy and see how they move, you kind of can pick up on it. And and that's why I didn't subscribe. But I did not watch your videos either, because I wanted to just say, well, maybe I'm doing too much or looking into it. But after that time, man, the way God worked, baby, because I definitely saw what I needed to see. You can't get upset about the chaos you created. Then want to say that's my bad, walk away from the apology. Like, okay, well, I said I'm sorry, it's done. So people supposed to be able to accept your apology on your time. You didn't even give her no time. Hell, that video was 10 days ago. All right, it ain't even been a month. Okay, I got free trial subscriptions that lasted longer than your apology. I'm just saying, like, girl. And make no mistake, I'm not upset at anybody. I just, like, y'all already know, because it's gonna be new people who come based off of what they're seeing in the title. But the people who don't know me, I'm always gonna discuss where I feel like people went wrong at. That's just what that's the topic that I usually discuss. And I feel like where this older lady went wrong with, she overstepped. She said something she should have not said because it was not true. She got upset. She owned it because Peyton didn't even say her name, because I didn't see her name. She decided to go over there and own it, then apologized, and then say, well, Peyton, it's that smirk that she give on her face when she said Peyton hopped in my inbox, y'all. Like, I don't know. I see stuff like this all the time, and I see why not just social media influencers, but celebrities don't want to be around people, because there are certain people who become monitoring spirits, and they either want to become your life, be your life, jealous of your life, or just don't have any good intentions of your life, period. It's just so interesting to see. And when I seen that smirk on her face, I was like, I don't know. It was just very off-putting for me. And I usually just see things that maybe somebody will see and maybe somebody won't see. But I don't know. That was just a little off to me. Again, y'all let me know. For the people who watch, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, because I do have a couple of subscribers who do watch. And for the people who don't, leave a comment if you want to comment. I don't care. It's up to you. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I'm out.
We in a no hyena zone. Anti-hyena. It's my zone.